You're listening to Captain John Doe, real aviation stories told anonymously. Let's get into it. Doe heads, hello. Welcome back to the Captain John Doe podcast.
It is great to be back, isn't it, man?
It always is. It brings us back together. We do this once a week. We sit down for an hour together and we talk about airplanes. What's not to love?
I think the exciting thing now in our current phase of life is when we're recording a podcast, we are in the same place together. And that, my friends, has been a little different as you guys have been keeping up. But for me, when we're doing a podcast, that means Min and I are together, which is exciting.
So true. Well, welcome back. I'm Mindy.
And I am your favorite host, as always, Kevin.
Yeah, the favorite host and the favorite airline pilot now, we finally dropped the news on you guys last week, although you guys surely have figured that out over the last month or two, right?
I would hope so. There's probably enough hints there going on, and with Mindy posts and stuff at the flight school, and I've been absent.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest thing is several people thought that we were no longer together because the flight school is a solo endeavor. However, they expected you to be there and be in my content all the time, and you weren't.
No, I was
and
not
people
at all.
were like, did he move to Atlanta? And I'm like, well, not really, actually.
This week, it feels like I've moved in. I've been home for 9 whole days.
That's been one of your, maybe the longest amount of time that you've been here since we got here in late May, and it is mid-August.
Right. It's been a whirlwind, but last week I finally came clean of what I've been doing. Not that it's been a shock.
And do you feel like you gave the people what they wanted?
No, I don't. I realized, I'll be honest, it was so fresh. I'm pretty sure we recorded the episode right after I got home, and I was just so excited, and I didn't have any of my thoughts together, so I didn't put them down. And I was thinking about what I shared, and it wasn't anything.
No, I think it was fantastic. I think that I learned a lot on last episode of the process to become an airline pilot. I have so many friends and people that I know that are airline pilots, and I've never questioned that part. I just had always assumed that it was similar to what I had been through on the private side, and it is so different, and I truly found it fascinating.
And we're still not done because now I have operating experience time.
OE. That's something that you've been doing. You've been coming home with a lot of new phrases and acronyms that I have no idea what they mean.
I'm learning them too.
No, you come in all hot shot with all these airline lingo.
MB, KV, OE, LOE.
Yeah, all that stuff. And I'm like, can you not speak to me in alphabets? Because I don't know what you're saying.
It's check ride. Yeah, no, OE, for those who don't know, is your initial operating experience. So I just got my ATP type rating. I never shared what plane. It's in the CRJ 700 and 900.
Ooh.
So,
and how many people can fit on those aircraft?
The 900 about 76 and the 700 about 65.
Okay. And so is that 2-seat aisle, 2-seat?
Yes.
Okay. So four crossed.
Yes.
And so everyone has a great seat. You're either in a window or an aisle.
It's actually not that
There's
bad.
no middle seats.
There's no middle seats.
And do you have bathrooms on board?
So on the 900, we have 2 bathrooms.
Ooh.
On the 700, you have to do the walk of shame. There's just one in the back.
You mean that on the 700? Okay, it's in the far back. So you as the pilot have to unstrap, walk past every single passenger.
Right.
To go create an explosion in the back.
Yes, and join one of our
Well, we shouldn't say that word.
Yeah, we shouldn't say that. One of our stories on the Captain John Doe podcast, we would share. No, I mean, in theory, none of our legs are that long, so I should hopefully be able to.
That's true. You have a bunch of short hops. Are you going to share with the people what a common flight route might be for you?
Yeah, I was planning on giving more info, so I said I'm typed in the Challenger I'm sorry, why did I say Challenger? It's a Challenger CL65 type rating, but it's a CRJ. My initial base is going to be Dayton, Ohio, and I will be...
Oh, exciting. Is that another armpit of America?
Yeah.
Or are we just sticking... Well, oh, that's Ohio. Duh.
Ohio.
Yeah, because I say Shreveport and then you say the state of Ohio, so that counts.
It's in the whole state. But yeah, okay, I'll give a typical profile.
Okay.
So I have a 3-day trip coming up.
Okay.
And we're in Atlanta, so I'm going to fly to Charlotte. And then from Charlotte, I'll go
But you're not flying out of Hartsfield as the pilot.
No, I'll commute.
You're going to commute to Charlotte. That's an important piece of
I'm
information.
going to commute to Charlotte.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fly from Charlotte to Charleston and then back. And then to Huntsville. And then we'll stay the night. And then we'll go back to Charlotte. Then we'll go to Savannah and come back. And then we'll go to Daytona and come back.
That'll be pretty special for you to land as an airline pilot at Daytona because that's where you and I met at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
That's where all this
ERAL.
DAB, baby. I'm coming home.
It will be special. When we flew in our own aircraft to Daytona, that felt really special because when we were kids there and we were college kids, I would have never dreamed of us owning our own airplane. I would have never dreamed of our life together. We had just met, like we were barely dating.
I've never even flown in a small airplane before.
So when we landed there in Mojo, it felt special, but I imagine you're going to have a very proud sense of accomplishment landing there in the CRJ.
I think so. I'm giddy right now thinking of it.
That's really cool to go back to.
And it's an overnight.
Where it all started.
I was already talking about maybe going to the
Garlic.
The Garlic.
Yeah, if you guys are familiar with Daytona Beach area, in New Smyrna Beach, the next town over, there is one of our favorite restaurants in the entire world called the Garlic.
It tops Vegas stuff too.
Some.
It
It is pretty incredible. It's an Italian restaurant, obviously, by the name, The Garlic.
The Garlic.
And it is the most unique restaurant you've ever been to. It is indoor, outdoor, like, at the same time.
Yeah.
And it is the most, like, strange but great setting. It's, like, kind of chaotic in there. You kind of feel like you're in the trees.
Sure.
And they roast this big thing of garlic and put it on the table in the beginning for you to eat this massive piece of garlic. And they have wood-fired ovens with all these...
Are you making me hungry? Come on.
With all these, like, I don't know, Italian dishes, not just pizza.
So what you're saying is you're going to come with...
Do you remember the bocce ball? Is that what they called it?
The giant... like filet mignon meatballs.
A 1 pound, I think it was 1 pound.
Yeah.
A 1 or 2 pound filet mignon meatball, singular meatball.
Cooked in the El Forno.
Oh, that's what they called it, yeah. I love Daytona. I would live in Daytona again.
We always talk about that.
Everyone always shits on Daytona, but I freaking love Daytona.
Daytona's where everything happened for us. Everything.
I am not even sentimental about it. I just think Daytona rocks
I'm a little sentimental about it.
You have all the seafood restaurants, you have great fishing, the intercoastal, like it's a town that
Spruce
has
Creek.
Yeah, Spruce Creek. I think it's a vibe. Whatever.
It's a vibe.
Bite me. Anywho, okay, so you're about to go on your very first trip.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm excited.
Are you nervous?
I think I'll be nervous tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns. Like, as soon as we get done with this podcast, I'm going to go back to studying because it's been a minute since I've been in the Sims. So I want to make sure.
How long? Okay, so how long from when you get your type rating and you got done with sim training to coming up on your first trip? What was the downtime?
Well, for me, I'm lucky, but it's been about 9 days.
Okay, that should be pretty fresh, Mr. Kevin.
I agree.
You're going to be just fine.
It should be pretty fresh.
And you were talking about someone that we know for a different regional.
Right.
How long ago did they get their type and have they flown?
I'm not going to name the company, but he's...
Anonymous.
He's heading to the sim tomorrow because it's been more than 3 months since he finished his type ride and he hasn't got
and hasn't
an
flown at
OE
all.
trip, not once. So he's going to get his currency.
That is not setting people up for success. It's crazy how the airline would be hiring people and then not finishing out their training after spending a six-figure dollar mark on these new hires, and then not placing them on trips in a timely manner. And then they have to go back to simulator training because it's been so long, and that's not doing anyone a service. My goodness.
It's a weird time right now. Like, whatever you guys are reading online, like on these forums and stuff, don't, because like you need to see what's going on in like the internal workings of these airlines. Like, because I'm on our Facebook group for my company, and it seems like they are begging for people to come and get certified. But the problem that happens is this OE that we're talking about. Is to do OE, you need a special captain, a line check airman. And those are far and few between. And guess what's happening right now, guys, everybody listening, is the majors are hiring like crazy. And guess what? If you're a line check airman and you're ready for a change, you're the first one out the door.
Yep.
So it's difficult to get
a
all
training
these people
catastrophe.
trained. Right. And they're training captains as well, just as frequent as first officers.
So last thing on this, what is OE? So you said that's what you do after you get your type. What is this for? What do you do? How long is it? What does this mean?
So it's your initial operating experience. To dumb it down, can you take off and land safely?
And they're not going to put you with a brand new captain to figure that out.
Correct.
They're going to put you with
specially trained captain.
Yes. Okay. And okay, so that makes sense. You're in a mentorship program, let's call it. How long does this last?
There's really no set time, but at the end, one of the line check airmen has to endorse you, and then you'll go and do an actual check ride to get signed off. Okay,
so this will may take 3, 4, 5 trips?
Yeah, I would say any of that.
Okay, so you'll have a solid 2 weeks cumulatively of flying before they're like, okay, you are actually an FO for us. Go fly with any of our captains.
From what I understand, and don't quote me on this, people, is around the 25 landing mark is where you kind of get your check.
And is your captain on this going to let you fly every single leg to achieve that? Or are you going to swap like normal?
I think the theory is for me to pretty much do everything.
Okay.
Like, they are there to teach me how to be a professional pilot, not to get a type ride.
You want to know something?
What?
Before we started the podcast, I just went to the bathroom. And you have your pilot uniform hanging up in there. And I'm just sitting there peeing, looking at your uniform. I'm like, I cannot believe that there's an airline pilot uniform hanging in my bathroom right now.
Hanging in the bathroom.
Like, so surreal to be looking at your uniform hanging there ready. Because you're going tomorrow. We're not recording on podcast day. This is a couple days before. But that's incredible. How do you what's going on in your brain dome?
Honestly, nothing about that. Like, we're so hectic right now. I'm so excited. I'm going to do my job tomorrow.
I know.
Tomorrow. But I'm
excited that you get a break from me. I'll be honest. These 9 days you've been home have been tough. I'm in the thick of it in my career with the flight school right now. It's not been easy. It's been really long days since May, and I'm hitting a wall. I am hitting a freaking wall right now, but I can't stop. What I'm learning is that small business ownership in the beginning, it is about 6 months of hell. It is not an easy way to say it. Is it rewarding and exciting? And I'm so happy to be there. Yes, yes, yes. But is this the hardest work I've ever done in my life? Also, yes. So I have been dying for you to come home and help because I need every extra pair of hands possible, from renovations to building new furniture that I'm bringing in, to painting walls, to moving aircraft, to helping problem solve, to mentor my flight instructors. You are a perfect person for all of these things that go on every day. So I feel like I've taken up a lot of your brain space instead of your own job. So I apologize, but it's been really nice to have you.
Yeah, I mean, these 9 days have been a whirlwind. I think that's why, like, it hasn't hit me yet. I really think that once I start the car tomorrow.
Yeah. You're gonna be excited.
I'm wearing my uniform.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I mean, this has been.
We all need a pic of you in front of this damn airplane, by the way. You better make your captain walk down there and get your ass a picture.
You know me. Like, I try not to get too big. Like, I try not to get that big picture. Like, this has been a long process to get to tomorrow,
but also short.
You know what I
crashed
mean,
it. No, I know, like mentally long,
yeah.
and like in the world of time.
And
but
tomorrow's here. But like how I've always operated is like in this little tiny bubble, and that allows me to not get stressed. That allows me to not feel the immense amount of pressure that we put on ourselves.
Well, you and I think. Pros and cons to how we live our life. We dream real big, and in the evenings, we have these high-level conversations of where we want to be in 5 years, 10 years, retirement. Like, we have a vision, but I don't think either of us get too caught up in that. We know we're dreaming when we're talking. And our day-to-day, like how we start our mornings, is very short-term goal-oriented, because I think that's the only way to get through all this. And you know how they say, you hate this phrase, what's the best way to eat an elephant? No. One bite at a time.
No, it's a stupid phrase, man.
Well, I know you hate it. One bite at a time.
Why are we talking about elephants?
The elephant is being a Delta captain for you, right?
Right.
I don't know. I do know, but that's the elephant. And how do you get there? One bite at a time. It was your private. It was your instrument. It was your commercial. Then it was your CFI and double I. And then it's getting your multi. And then it's instructing the 1,500 hours. Then it's time building your multi. It's how do we see these huge goals?
Forget about making a conscious decision to step away from a very good career.
Yeah, well, that you have to put in the rear view. Like, we can't. That'll only harm your mental health. Don't listen, FAA. You've got to look forward and not be like, oh, all this pressure because I left this great career. You also left that career for a reason,
right.
And we're both confident in that. So I don't see any issue there. I mean, it's not my life, but I that's a rear view for me. I think we just look forward at this elephant and we're just taking little nibbles, you know?
Well, tomorrow you're going to get a big nibble because I'm going to be in my little gear.
That's going to be a big chunk of the elephant. That might be the whole ass cheek.
Oh, is it tender?
Medium rare, baby.
All right. Well, let's get to why you guys listen in. We got some stories for you. We got some good ones. As always, head over to our website, www.captainjohndoe.com, to submit your story to our show. They're fully anonymous. We've made that clear. It is an anonymous show.
Yep.
Submit anything. We don't care what it is. Aviation related, preferably. Follow us on social. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Leave a review and a rating. Reviews and ratings help us get seen.
Ooh.
Speaking of them,
we're outside right now on our porch recording. It is thundering. I doubt you guys can hear it. Hopefully not, because we got some pretty great podcast mics.
Oh.
But it is about to storm.
Anyways,
sorry.
Wild Gardener, 5 stars only. Great storytelling and fun. While driving my preteen sons around, we have listened to every episode. Not surprisingly, my sons love all the bathroom humor, as well as the aviation knowledge that Kevin and Mindy impart. Wonderful podcast hosts. Great storytelling. Keep up the great work. This is a fun podcast that is just...
Wow, bless you. God bless you.
This is a fun podcast that is just a delight to listen to.
Oh, thank you. You know, I am so excited to hear how many people listen with their kids. And
Right.
you made the comment the other day. You said we should clean up our show a little, which we don't have a dirty show, but sometimes people write in and there's curse words or we will say them. But to that, I say they've already made the choice to listen with their kids and they know what they're
To
in
the point
for.
where my 4-year-old niece called me out on it the other day.
Yeah, that's true. Your sister and she's 5 now.
Sorry. She's going to yell at me for that.
Niece, they listen in the car together, and she said, she called us on FaceTime, and our niece said, silly Uncle Kevin, because that's what she calls you, silly Uncle Kevin, we were listening to you on the car, and you said a bad word. And the bad word, I was like, uh-oh. And she was like, the bad word was, and like my heart sank a little. I was like, uh-oh, we taught her something real bad because we do say bad words sometimes. She goes, butt cheek.
You've said that already today.
I know. Yeah. What a quinky dink. You said butt cheek. I was like, okay, I thought that was going to be way worse.
Well, sorry to my sister. We said it again.
Yeah. Except I said it even worse that time, I think.
Anyways, thank you for the review. As you guys know, we are doing a monthly merch giveaway. I think next week is our merch drawing.
It is. Next week, episode 58. So if you're listening to this now and it's before August 26th, 2026, go ahead and submit your entry. There's several ways to do it. Leave a review, send us a message, go to our website, send us a story thing, and instead say, I want to enter in the merch. There's several ways to get a hold of us. Any way works, and you will be put into our merch drawing. In addition, on our podcast Instagram, you can find some of the older posts where you can see the merch, and you just drop a comment, and it automatically gets put in as well. So enter, get some Captain John Doe merch. Maybe one day we'll actually have it available to everyone. But right now, we have a little stockpile of merch that only goes to our merch winners. We send you a free little swag bag with a bunch of things in it. So go ahead and do that. You can go to our website, CaptainJohnDoe.com, to see the full rules, or head to our Instagram and click on the link in the bio.
All right, I got some story time.
Can't wait.
So we got a listener submitted from north of the border. We got a Canadian listener.
Ooh, we love Canadians.
I know.
Hey?
All right, A. First off, big fan of the pod. I only found you guys weeks ago through your Instagram. I'm now caught up on all episodes, as it's been such a joy to listen to. And finally, lighthearted and entertaining aviation podcast. Keep it up. Hopefully my story can keep up with the awesome submissions so far. Thank you. For context, I'm a 22-year-old commercially rated pilot with my multi-IFR. I attend a Part 141 style integrated in Canada school in Eastern Canada, affiliated with a local university. In the summer of 2024, I was a private pilot holder and wanted to get some valuable industry experience. I had buddies working on the ramp for an independent contractor at one of the major airports on the East Coast. We've had several airline partners, but our largest by far is North America's only current operator of the brand new Embraer E2 jets. Do with that what you will.
Who is that, Kevin?
I think it's SkyWest. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the gal to figure
Honestly,
that out.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I have no idea. Anyways, I applied and got the job as a ground handler. It was one of 2 jobs I had at the time, the other being a bartender in my hometown. It meant commuting an hour each way 3 days a week. My weekly schedule would usually see me working the bar from Thursday to Saturday and then being on the ramp from Sunday to Tuesday. To make the drive worth it, I worked 12.5-hour shifts, usually from 5 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. This meant getting up at 3:30 to make the commute and then getting home around 6:30 at the end of each day. Needless to say, tiring work, but for me, it was worth it. For those who don't know, typically in airline ground ops, a turn Aircraft arriving, being serviced, and departing. We'll see a crew of anywhere from 3 to 10 people. We typically roll with 3 to 4. One person is always in the lead position. This individual is responsible for overseeing the entire turn and delegating their team to ensure a safe and on-time push. Typically, this is the guy, gal, marshaling, signaling the load form, signing the load form and doing the push, all the fun stuff. I got told that I was promoted during the middle of one of my 12.5-hour shifts. I was super excited and was informed that we'd go through training the remainder of the week, and that the following Sunday, I would have my first shift with the official title of lead.
Woo!
Fast forward to that day. I show up early, 4:30, to get prepared for my first day in my new position. I worked a number of turns across various of our airline partners without a hitch. Everything is on time and going great. I'm genuinely enjoying my new position, and I'm proud of myself. Then, of course, one of our evening leads calls in sick. My ramp coordinator asks if I can stay to work one more turn that would see me leaving around 7:30 that evening. Knowing the commute in front of me and the fact that I've been on the ramp for over 12 hours at this point, I wanted to say no. But instead, wanting to be there for the team, I agreed. Unfortunately, the brand new E2 jet came in about 20 minutes late. That was originally scheduled as a 55-minute turn, now became a 35-minute turn, with a very heavy offload and onload. To add to the stress, the airline didn't post any sort of delay for the outbound flight, so it was on us, the ramp, to ensure the turn was as quick as possible. Obviously, this adds to stress to us as a crew, but we knew we could get the job done. The aircraft arrives at the gate. We chalk it, do the walk around, connect the GPU, and begin staging equipment for the offload. Anyone who's been on a commercial flight is most likely familiar with the long vehicles called belt loaders we use for the transfer of bags from the cargo holds to the baggage carts. I started up our belt loader and started approaching the cargo hold to position it for offload. This process involves me driving the belt loader, but also another crew member positioned at the belly of the aircraft to guide me in and inform me when to stop. I do all my normal procedures, a brake check at 30 feet, one at 15 feet, and then raise the belt to the desired height and begin approaching slowly at the guide of my marshaller. My eyes are on nothing but the front of the belt loader and the hand of the marshaller guiding me into the aircraft. I inch forward, closer and closer to the aircraft, when all of a sudden I hear this terrible tearing, crunching, and bending sound coming from above me. I immediately slam on the brakes and look up in absolute shock. Unfortunately, these belt loader features absolutely useless retractable railings. I failed to realize that the railing was in the most upward possible position. And when approaching the aircraft, I completely penetrated the shell, seal, and latch of the cargo door on this brand new Embraer jet. I looked up in shock, seeing this massive gash, and everything hit me at once. It was now closing in on my 14th hour on the ramp. I was exhausted, panicking, and thoughts of being instantly demoted, if not fired, came rushing through my head. I immediately jumped off the belt loader, ran up to the gate, and by coincidence, a mechanic from the airline was on the bridge. I brought him down to the scene, and him being the amazing soul he is, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "I'm not mad at you. Take a breath. It's going to be fine. But this flight is now canceled." Well, isn't that perfect? Not only did this flight get canceled, but the subsequent 2 next flights this aircraft was supposed to operate also got squashed, displacing up to 400 passengers. Thankfully, my company did a thorough investigation. I didn't receive any disciplinary action. In fact, there were some key risk factors found that provided valuable info to the company in terms of future scheduling of shifts. While a happy ending, I will never let down that my first shift as a lead on the ramp, I put a gash in a $70 million jet and displaced hundreds of passengers. Fatigue is real, and so is stress. Unfortunately, this is a common theme for those on the ramp. The gig is tough, draining, and we're constantly pushed on time constraints while dealing with all sorts of other safety-related factors. That, if left unchecked, can result in something like this happening or much worse. Love the show, folks. Keep it up.
Oh, I feel for you so much, especially that you were being a team player, staying late, getting promoted, working your tail off. And then, of course, something like this happens to someone like you. This is when life feels unfair. You know,
I mean, that's he said it there at the end. I mean, 14 hours on the job. Like,
it doesn't even seem, though, maybe fatigue played a role that you didn't notice the handrail that was up, sure. But it seems like, to your point, writer, that there were some key risk factors found that proved valuable information to the company in terms of future scheduling shifts, that they realized that they did you a disservice and put you in a position to make this type of mistake. I'm glad that they had that attitude towards it. But man, that just stinks. Like,
it does. I want a petition that my ramp agents should not also be working for 12 and a half hours. Like that. I mean, they're very important.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are going to make the mistakes if they're fatigued. I'm not out there pushing the plane around.
when you're not able to work shifts long enough where you get that fatigued.
Absolutely not. Like that's rough. I mean, your first day, obviously, thank God that your company is understanding, and they took this, like Mindy just said, as like a learning example that there's issues, apparent issues. I mean, you put a hole in a brand new jet, but like it made them actually come down from their office and be like, why did this happen?
Yeah.
Is it because he was tired? Well, maybe, but it sounds like these belt loaders also had an issue.
You're right. But I understand that sinking feeling. First of all, fatigue is so real, and that is a hard thing for people like us in the aviation industry to admit when we're fatigued, because we are all generally so type A and powerhouses of people that it's really difficult to come to the conclusion to say, I am too tired to do this. It is so hard to make those words come out of your mouth if you are like us.
Well, you're type A. You want to be that guy. Like, you want to be like, I got this.
Yeah, depend on me. I'm
Count
there.
on me.
That's the types of people that aviation people are. I'll say, I was so tired the other morning. I didn't even tell you this. I was so tired from all this work I've been doing, and I don't get crew rest. It sounds, apparently they don't do that for people like me, which would be nice. I went to brush my teeth and I picked up my razor.
Oh.
And it was close to my mouth.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with you?
And I got close and I looked at it, and I just had a moment of pause of, oh, so this is what it's like to be truly fatigued.
Truly.
You're
brushing your teeth with a razor.
This is drunkenness. This is how you get the symptoms of being drunk when you're that fatigued. That's what a drunk person would do. Oh. Isn't that bad?
That's really bad.
I'll share also a quick story to make everyone feel better about their mistakes. That we used to own a Cub Crafter tailwheel plane. It was the first plane that I bought. Kevin wasn't even a pilot at the time. I'm going to make this a short story, but I was so proud of this thing. Posted it all over social media. I had just gotten my tailwheel endorsement, bought the plane immediately, hopped right in it, and we were living at an air park, got complacent, which can kind of be the same thing of this with the belt loaders, not checking everything perfectly. And I was so stupid. It was a fabric plane. I had chocks that were metal chocks. I put them over my shoulder to move the tail of the plane, because that's how you move a tailwheel plane around. So I go down, I reach down to the handle of the tail of the plane. The metal chocks slip off my shoulder to this new to me plane, first plane I've ever bought, big deal for me, slip off my shoulder. And why would I have metal chocks around a fabric plane to begin with? I don't know. Why would I put it on my shoulder? I don't know. All dumb mistakes. Slips off my shoulder and punctures the fabric of my freaking new to me plane. And my heart and my stomach fell onto the ramp. And I just stood there in disbelief, looking at a hole in the plane. Like, I cannot believe I just did that. His mistakes happen. That's why we have procedures and checklists in place in the professional side of aviation. But on the personal side, we don't have that. There's no checklist of someone saying never put chocks on your shoulders to move the plane around, or don't ever have metal chocks around the fabric planes. At places of business, you get those rules. And if you abide by them, hopefully everything goes well. But in your own backyard, you get complacent and you make a mistake like that. And you're like, man, I really need to have some rules and procedures for myself. So long story short, I had to get the aircraft fixed, obviously. They just patched it. It wasn't a huge deal, but it was a huge deal to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never felt so crappy about myself ever.
I remember.
And it was my own plane. It wasn't someone else's. If it was someone else's, I would have been so upset.
That was a
and I
tough
was so
conversation
upset
because, like, I remember how broken you felt. Like, how could I? You're like, how could I do this to my own plane? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's okay. Like,
yeah.
nobody got hurt. The airplane's fine. We got it fixed in like a day. Like it was nothing. But like, to your point, mistakes happen, and you can fix it.
You just got to own up to them and then say to yourself, or your business says to you, how do we not let this happen again? And right. Guess what? I never use metal chocks with my fabric plane ever again.
We don't have metal chocks now.
Plastic. And it could still happen with a sharp corner on plastic ones, but then I also never put it over my shoulder, which was so dumb. It was on my shoulder. I reached down. Of course, they're going to slip off my shoulder. Just dumb things. But people make mistakes, and then you create your own little rules, or the company makes rules, and then they never happen again. Unfortunately, that's the way you learn.
Yep.
Because I'm sure, to the person that wrote that in, they will always check those handrails 1,000 times before they come up on a plane again.
Always.
And also, your marshaller didn't notice that either, by the way. Not all on you. There was 2 people that are accountable for that. That's true. At least 2 people that are accountable. But anywho.
Thanks for writing in.
Thank you. Good story. My turn. My wife and I were on a late night return flight from Las Vegas. Why do all these crazy stories involve Vegas?
Wonder why.
To San Diego after a quick weekend trip. The flight was late at night, and we expected a few stragglers to join after dropping their last coins in the airport slots, but we observed a late boarder who must have lost it all. Southwest Airlines open seating played the starring role in this flight when the last passenger walked on. A man in his 30s walked down the aisle to about row 5 and exclaimed, "I'd like that seat." A middle seat that was occupied solely by a hat. The passenger on the window, a middle-aged woman, says, "That seat is for my hat." The man replied, "Well, does your hat have a ticket?" To which the woman responded, "No, but you can't sit here." With verbal shots taken, an escalating tone of each, an unsuspecting flight attendant engaged in the conversation. "Sir, what's the problem?" "This woman is holding the middle seat with her hat, and I would like to sit there." The flight attendant replied, "Sir, find another seat." "No, I want that one." "Sir, you have now disobeyed a crew command, and you need to leave the flight." "No." Police were called. Male passenger removed. Flight departed on time. Every time I saw a bags fly free sign, when they were free, I would always chuckle and think, hats fly free too.
That's funny.
What the hell?
That's funny. That doesn't even make sense. The story doesn't even make sense.
There's got to be more to the story than what you witnessed.
He might have been, like, visibly intoxicated.
And that was their excuse to get him off.
Right.
Right?
Because, like, first of all, flight attendant's not going to
let a hat take a seat.
Right.
Right.
Right. Like, but this is funny.
That is funny. I would imagine, based on how you described him in the beginning, that yes, he was probably on drunk and the flight attendants already clocked him. And the very first altercation that they knew was coming with this guy, they were going to throw him off the flight.
I don't even want to get into the weeds about her assuming that they're going to be in a pissing match the whole way to San Diego. Like, the flight attendants wouldn't care they see somebody and she saw the path of least resistance, gave one singular command, bye-bye.
That's ridiculous to let someone occupy a seat with that. An alternative theory is perhaps there was 70 other open seats,
Most likely.
and he could have easily sat anywhere else, maybe. But also, like, if you want to sit in that seat, that's the Southwest way.
It for a seat?
Used to be the Southwest way.
Right.
It must have been a real nice hat, too. When you travel with big hats and cowboy hats, it's extremely hard because you can't pack them in a suitcase.
Whatever.
I'm serious.
You going to put your hat on the middle seat now?
No, but if you've ever been on a flight that was going to or from a country festival or a rodeo or anything, you will see all these cowboys and cowgirls, or in the summer when you're leaving Jackson Hole, I've seen this, and you'll see people get on the flight wearing 6 cowboy hats at once because you can't pack them in a suitcase. They'll ruin. So you have to wear them. All of them.
Noted.
Just so you know.
These stories of fighting over seats is a dime a dozen. I love them. This one is new. I've never heard of a hat winning over a paying passenger, but like people, for some reason, we've talked about this 1,000 times, when they walk through TSA, their brain turns off.
Last thing, Kevin.
Mindy.
What are your comments and thoughts and opinions on the casino and games and slot machines in the Las Vegas airport?
I'll make this brief. There is not a better, more entertaining, more vibrant, more thrilling city than Las Vegas. And they just put the cherry right on top by allowing you to just slide one more dollar in.
One more hundy.
One more hundy in as you're making your terrible trip back home of all the mistakes.
Well, you know what it is? It's when people arrive, they're generally not playing when they arrive. They're playing when they leave.
When they leave.
They've been there all weekend. They've lost their ass. They've got one more hundy in their wallet. And they're like, you know what? Already lost it all. What's another 100 out the window?
I'll say this.
And you see these defeated people that are hungover, that are looking like trash, that you could tell are freshly broke. And they're walking through, and you see them glance at the Wheel of Fortune once, twice, thrice. And you're sitting there, me and you, we're going to work or something. We're watching all the degenerates of Las Vegas leave our town. And you see them, you're like, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And then you see the screw it moment where they get up and they plop down on the bench seat in front of the Wheel of Fortune.
Whatever's in their wallet.
Wheel of Fortune.
Whatever's in their wallet, it's gone.
It's gone. I freaking love it. I love it. I love to see it. I wish every airport had casino games. It's the cherry
on top. You cannot end that experience until that door on the jet is closed.
You know, it's so funny. You are so passionately passionate about casino games. You love gambling.
Yeah.
I
don't have a lot of words to that.
Whenever you make it to your next airline job, are you going to try to get a lot of Las Vegas turns? That way you can overnight in Las Vegas.
What do you think? I love Las Vegas.
Of course you are. Well, I'm going to want to go too.
Come on.
But you're going to want to get Las Vegas turns. That way you could spend a night there and gamble.
Of course.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Like, top 3 casino games, go.
You guys have, hold on. Let me finish my thought, because I don't want these people to think I'm a degenerate.
Nah, let them think it.
You guys have listened to us long enough. Like, we're not that dumb. I don't go in there and rinse my entire checking and savings account. I have a set amount of money.
You did when you were a flight instructor.
That's different because that money was about as much as it cost to play a hand of black.
So you did rinse it.
Well, still. Like, I had this thing. We're getting off topic. We got to end this soon. But Mindy and I would go 3 times a week, we'll call it.
Ooh, that sounds rough, but it's true.
Okay. We wouldn't go specifically to gamble.
Yeah, but we knew we would.
Right.
We would never show up without cash.
We would always gamble, but we'd go to eat because there's a casino literally on our street. And the thing that Mindy hated the most is, let's say we showed up.
Oh gosh, this does infuriate me.
And I sat down on maybe a slot because I did not discriminate.
You got into slots before we left, which gave me the ick. Do you know what an ick is?
Okay, let me tell my story.
Well, let me tell mine. Do you know what an ick is?
Yes.
Okay, anyone listening, an ick is when your partner does something, usually out of the blue, where you're like, ugh, and you like, ugh, that's icky. The fact that you would play slot machines.
I didn't discriminate. I played blackjack. I played slots. Played it all.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, let me get back and finish the story because we got to go to bed.
Okay.
We'd get in, park car, walk in, do a quick little browse because you always got to feel it out.
You got to scout the floor.
You got to smell it. Make sure wherever the nastiest heater is, leftover heater on the slot machine, that's where we're going.
Primed.
You put that fresh little hundo in there, and you hit that button, and it hits. That sucks. I did not go there to win money. I went there.
You don't like to go there to win money in the first 20 minutes.
I go there for entertainment. And anytime I won within the first, we'll call it hour of being there, I didn't care.
You gave it all back.
All of it.
Donated it right back.
I would spend the entire amount I won.
That would really piss me off. Because, guys, we would get there. We'd always lose money. Kevin would sit down. He'd win $1,000 sometimes on the slots in the first couple of minutes. And I would know we didn't win $1,000. That's just an extra grand for Kevin to lose.
That's just another grand on top of whatever.
And I would look at him. I say, cash out. We're going home. And you would look at me saying, nope, it's too early. And I'm like, we live here. We live here. Like, we're going to come back. Cash out. Let's go have some celebratory drinks and go home. And nope, you would donate it right back to the casino.
It's a national pastime.
It's ridiculous. And you know what's more ridiculous is you're not really a heavy drinker or a drinker at all. You weren't even taking advantage of free drinks. You would ask them for mini water bottles. That's degenerate status.
I'm just thinking of how, like everybody listens to this podcast and that's been following you.
They're learning a lot.
Like we'd show up, guys. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but it's just funny. We show up, we play a couple games in the outside where the normies play, and then we start getting a little spicy, and then we go into the high limit room. And that's when Mindy goes up to the bar and just because the bartender is really nice and they're locals. And then I would start sniffing out the high limit slotties. And every now and again they'd hit.
I'll leave you guys on one tip. When you're in Vegas, especially at the more local casinos, not like MGM or whatever, or Wynn or Encore. If it's like a mid to lower level casino, go to the high limit room and go to the bar. If you want to have a couple cocktails, especially if you're like, they're on a trip, you want to pregame your night, whatever. They will have the screen style like casino games at the bar. Go to the high limit room. That's going to be the nicest bar in the whole shack. Go there, order a nice drink, get an espresso martini, whatever tickles your fancy, and you play the screen. I would go to high limit rooms, put $20 into the screen. As long as you have some sort of funds in there, you're eligible for the free drinks. And I would play
That ain't Wells Liquor, but
No.
It's Blanton's they're serving.
Well, they would give us the Blantons because we were local, I think. But I think you had to have $100 in the machine, which is still not a lot that you're playing with. Doesn't mean you don't have to lose the 100. You just have to have 100 in there that you're dabbling with, and slowly drink and slowly play. You don't have to play fast. I would put $20 in, play dollar hands of virtual blackjack at the bar, and I could make that last at least an hour. How many drinks can you have in an hour? I don't know. That's a personal endeavor. But $20 for a nice drink or two in Vegas is a steal. And you got to play the games. And generally, I would be able to keep my $20. I would never really win much at the virtual screens, but I generally wouldn't lose. I would be able to cash out with my $20, give the bartender a nice tip after having a couple drinks there, and have a nice night. Just a little tip for you guys.
All right, dough heads. Until next week.
Until next time, we love you, doughheads.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for flying with Captain John Doe. If you have a story to share, visit CaptainJohnDoe.com and stay anonymous. New episodes every Wednesday. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and tell your favorite crew members.